Hi, I'm Kelly Shores from Fredericksburg, Virginia, and I am participating in the 2023 Winter Death Race. Death Race is the founder's race for peak races, and it's in the Spartan family of races. Every single death race is 100% different. When you arrive, you have no idea what to expect. When I arrived in the summer of 2021, Don Devaney, one of the race coordinators, directors, handed us a plant with 0 bucket and just said, you have to keep this plant alive for the entire race. So there's a lot of strange challenges that you have no idea how they're connected. You may never know, and they actually may never be connected. It's a lot of a mental challenge as well as a physical challenge. In the winter, we had to bring a metal bottom boat up the side to Shreks, and we had to walk up these switchbacks. Another challenge that we had to face in the 2022 Winter Death Races, when we arrived, we were given puzzle challenges and we had to complete them. And then we had to drag all of our gear 400 meters to the Brown Barn. And the purpose of that was to discuss survival. And we talked about how on the side of a mountain, the wind is so strong that you literally have to crawl to camp to survive, and that's something that really stuck with me. When I participated in the 2021 Summer Death Race, I just completely took myself out. It was raining, it was cold. We actually had a tornado on the side of the mountain. We had to head back out. All of our gear had been soaked. They intentionally left our gear out in the torrential rain to get wet and see if we would pick back up and continue moving. We had to go back up to Shreks. I had lost my ski poles, and for those that are not familiar with the mountain, it is a mile pretty much straight up. So I was tired, I was so hungry, I hadn't eaten anything except an apple all day, and I was done. I talked to Medic actually got me to the top of the mountain, and we got to Shrek's cabin, and one of the race coordinators said, "Are you sure that you want to drop?" And I said yes. The Medic and I, he decided to take me off the mountain. About 2 hours later, we were lost and calling for help. And then at that point I realized, man, I could have stayed in this for 2 more hours, so that was kind of a bummer. I went back in winter of 2022, and I just completely underestimated how cold and snowy it would be. It snowed for about 12 inches during that day, and we also got rain, which I think was worse. Medic was checking our feet, making sure we were all set, and warming us up, making sure that we were safe. And at hour 25, I was told for stage 2 frostbite and nearing hypothermia. So last time I was really actually very happy with most of my gear. I loved my coat. I loved almost all of my gear, with the exception of my shoes. I did not adequately prepare. I actually wore the same shoes in the winter as I did in the summer, thinking, oh, well, these are comfortable. You know, I'm not going to get any blisters. I'll just put on an extra pair of socks. That was not the right move. So I've got a new pair of shoes that I'm going to be wearing. I'm going to be able to double layer my socks and create that vapor barrier so that I don't run into the same issue with my feet. They're still recovering. I ended up in the emergency room for frostbite, and I still don't have all my balance back, and I don't have any feeling in the tips of my toes, so that's sort of strange for me, and I really need to take extra precaution because that will never go away. So I'm bringing extra layers, especially for my feet, to ensure that I don't end up with hypothermia and frostbite again. From a training perspective, I am ensuring that I'm comfortable being out in the elements, comfortable with my layers, making sure and testing all of my gear. I'm also doing a fair amount of water training and getting in, just practicing being in the water, being wet and being cold, and just learning the right way to care for that when I get out. I have some unfinished business left in Pittsfield. Pittsfield has my heart. I love going to visit. I also love the race director and coordinators. They are just people that I really admire and I think very highly of, and I can't wait to see them again. I can't wait to see my friends. I have several friends that are participating, and it's just really, you have no idea the bonding experience that occurs when you're in 20 inches of snow, struggling to carry a boat up the side of a mountain. The bonds are just kind of sort of unbreakable at that point. People kind of think I'm crazy to say that I'm excited to go back, to back, especially during the winter. People keep saying, why don't you go in the summer? Why don't you try it again in the summer? Because I want winter. I want it so bad. I'm so excited. The dreams have started. And at that point, you know that it's getting close. I'm not counting the days out of fear. I'm counting the days out of excitement.